Okay. Yeah, that took a little bit. Let's what the heck? Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry that made people sick. System wouldn't work right. Let me go ahead and knock out. Oh, what is happening? Admin tools. Let's go to weather. Remove the weather. I wish I could remove that permanently. There probably is a way to do it. I just haven't been thinking about it. Anyway, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. We are still continuing our little live stream where we are building the Mammoth tank, or at least a version of the Mammoth tank. Something that looks like the Mammoth tank from Command and Conquer. And this is what we've got going on so far for those of you who are wondering what's happening. So I decided, F it, we're going to build the biggest dadgum battle tank I have ever seen on this system. And so that's where this is going right now. So currently we have a larger than life interior. We have a tank with an actual interior. I know of only one other build that has an interior and it's not as roomy as this one. You can see in here, you can hop in, take a look around. You can see all the various stations we got here. We've got the gunner seat. We've got one guy operating some type of system. We've got another guy operating another type of system. And then we've got the main driver's cockpit down here, which would be awesome. We're going to set all this up to run like something weird. Grexion, Sub Badger, how's it going? That's going. It's going. It's been a cold day. I've been working outside. I don't like it. But as we go through, we also have the engineering room here, which I'm going to have to do some work to, so to speak. And all of this should work perfectly together, he says, right before everything goes kerplooey. But I should be able to build this up to a point and then maybe build outward with it and we can get somewhere. Currently, right now, we need to try and skin this as best we can with a large amount of, well, heavy armor blocks, basically. And I think I was running some stuff. Oh yeah, I was building something on the other area. We're going to actually, hang on now. Let me go ahead and we'll mirror tool this thing a bit so we can just make things go faster. Okay, I was right on the money when I did that. All right, so we've got that mirror tooled. All right, we'll just do that. We're gonna probably build this thing up rather thick now. That's gonna be the fun part of this thing. It's just how big it's gonna get. All right, that's one big section of the Mammoth. So we're going to have to build this outward and then slope it down. We do have a lot of armor plating between us and the other side there. Well, a decent amount. I'm going to have to build this out even further, I think, at some point. But we have that figured out. I haven't built anything weird inside, I hope. Now, the next thing I got to do is... let's just go ahead and build that, and we'll up the ante here, and then one more, just like so. That should slip on by no issue. Now we're going to do the same thing the other side here. Try to build this upward. Oh, what to do? What to do? Oh, I copied. Oh, thank God. I thought I had done something really bad there. Okay, we've got that built up. Let's go ahead and just build this area up too while we're at it. How close are we getting to that anyway? There we go. So we have a whole lot of armor back there. And I think most of this is going to be covered up by armor anyway. Let's see. Yeah, we've still got. Let's go ahead and put those in. I didn't realize that was just not even hooked in yet. Let's take that out right there. Let's see. We got a T system here. We'll go T. Actually, let's go here. And then one more. We'll find that. And then we'll just add a block there, and we are done. Now, everything's hooked up like it's supposed to. We're going to add some armor here. And looking at it, this back section is going to be a little wider than the front. And that's not a problem, because what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to do some really cool stuff. Let's see. Sith for the win, 4072. Hello there. How you doing? Grexion again here. By the way, Badger, I see you have one of my tanks spawned in. You had a look at my Ramhorn MBT. It's smaller and has lower profile, and it has two seats, one driver, one gunner. No, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't taken a look at it. I was using yours because you got a pretty good tank, and this was pretty small to begin with compared to the Wolf. Like, it's shorter than the Wolverine a little bit, but it is also the Wolverine's like not as long. I was using that as like a statement to show like how big some of these tanks are. This one here is an actual Abrams recreation. This one here's a Dawn Star. Its turret is still trying to figure out. Here's the old Wolverine that I built a while back, and then your tank right over here. So yeah, the Mammoth is, like I said, for the difference in size here, the Mammoth is going to be huge. Just a redonkulous looking tonk that can probably make work, I think. I've had half an inkling to redo this entire engine room back here and just kind of pull these in a little bit closer. Hmm. Part of the reason was I was trying to see if I could get this back far enough to put that ladder down there, but the ladder is going to get in the way of everything, so that's something we don't want to do. That's a nice Abrams from Fifth for the Wind. Yeah, it is. Grexion, I wonder how much smaller my Ramhorn main battle tank is compared to the other tanks you have there. I don't know. We may do a tank. I may do a tank video talking about, like how to build like tanks and stuff. I do need to build an update for the something to replace the Bobcat with. Yeah, we've already got like a 3-prong right in there. It's not going to go much better. Let's go back to armor. Get some armor done here. That there. And just start pulling back. Like so. I am going to have a tank top covering that section there. I think I'm just going to build this all out. Just a bit more. Turn this one section out bigger and then add a little more armor to it, because this does need a bit more armor. Let me continue by filling this in here, because we're going to need a square back here at some point. The squares. All right, there we go. And let's jerk on back here, lift up, and done. Right there. And let's go now. That ain't right. Let's go down here. Hold that in just a little too much. Pull this here, because the Mammoth is a big, chunky tank. This is the least armored area of the tank, though. This is the one area where you don't have a whole lot of armor at. And there's a reason for that. It really doesn't need the armor. And now we'll go from here. No. Zip. That's all in there. Now I will take... I'll take that out right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have like one more back end here. I may do a little bit of carving on the back here just to give it... Actually, we'll do some of that right now. Let's just grab a little bit of this nonsense. And I pull it up over. Because one of the things about the Mammoth is the back end of it is kind of a weak point. It is the one area of the tonk that is kind of a weak point. We are going to kind of expose it a little bit here. There's that going on. And we'll run that there. Now, my one big problem here is I don't want to over push this any, because one of the things I'm thinking about doing here with this entire system after I get done building it, and yeah, we're just building in like simple shapes right now, is I would like to put a ladder right here in the back. All right, let's hop down in here. Is there anything I can do in here? I do want to set up a line of a few more gyroscopes, definitely. Let's not put that many gyroscopes in. I would like to set up some heat vents, though. Let's see if we got those. Do I have those anywhere? No, I don't. Let's grab some heat vents. Where's the heat vents at? If I remember correctly, I think they were down here somewhere. Not there. Not there. Oh, where are you at, boys? Oh, there you are. Heat vents. All right. We're just going to heat vent the hell out of this. All right, let's flip that over. Flip this over. And I think I'm just going to, well, no, because I probably will want some kind of programmable blocks, at least for, I'm at least going to want a programmable block down here for the, oh, what am I thinking here? I'm going to need the programmable block for the drive system, basically. Now up here we can add probably some type of lighting or something to that effect. Let's see what we have in terms of a light. Okay, there's our light. Let's go ahead and just add one of those there. Dog wants me to play Helldivers right now, but I'm kind of indisposed at the moment. Is that going to work with the ladder? That's one of the problems here, because I got to worry about this ladder. I don't think it's affected by anything because it's on there. I'll just have to make sure the back end of that tank there runs good with it. Let's see here. What can I do here to make this look more aesthetically pleasing? Okay, now let's see what we can put in here light-wise. I was kind of hoping we'd have some type of light that would work good. That seems to be the best I got at the moment. Now, I think I could probably climb up there no issue, but we're going to go ahead and knock that piece out. So that number 4, I can add in. Nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Let's go with 3. See what we got here. Okay, I think that will still let me climb on out. I'll just have to hop on that turret. Getting back in is going to be a fun one. Let's take that out for a moment. I just want to make sure I can get in. So now we've got heat vents in here. I'm going to add some programmable blocks right about in here. Let's see. We need 1 programmable block up here, like so. And I'll run another one right there. So it creates this nice little target zone right here we can play around with. We have lots of good stuff. And then for the bottom, we'll do this bad boy. So there you go. You got all kinds of screens and stuff to work with. We've got all kinds of goodies. Let us know. One guy can walk through the tank, can hop out, walk the tank, go to his station and whatnot. Now, can we get out of here? That's the fun part. Can I get out? Oh, wow, that's going to be tough. Okay, we're going to redefine this a bit. We're going to redefine this a little bit. Okay, we'll just have to do this. Do that there, and then 7. There we go. Looks good, and I'm going to come back in and color it later. You're kidding. I still can't get out of here? Well, crap, I can't. Nothing can hold Badger Wild. What are you talking about? Okay, let's see here. We've got more armor we can strap onto this thing. I know everyone's probably thinking, dear God, Badger, that's a lot of armor. Yeah, well, we're going to strap it on anyway. Now, the plan here is I'm going to have to extend this out a little bit and then start trying to narrow it and then dropping it downward. Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have to start moving it here, but I'm going to need to pick a spot on this as to where I'm going to put the main mechanical housing right there for the one deal. It's going to be a lot of armor on those sides. So you can see right here, we've already got this. Let's grab a rotor here. No. Nope. Yes, that's what we want. A large rotor. I don't need that rotor. Holy crap, the only thing I can get is a large advanced rotor. Oh. It's going to make life interesting. That's the only rotor I can get? Well, I guess we're going advanced rotor, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our first 2 ligament sections for the quote-unquote main section. We're going to have to build this frontal section out a little bit more too. So how did I do that from here? All right, we did that there. It's like, what is it? 3 blocks away. Yeah, it's like a 3. So if I'm doing the next one the same, we're going to have 3 there, and this is about where it's going to land at. Which means the top section of the tank is going to have to start pulling in and kind of curving inward a little bit. So I'm going to have to do some little bit of manipulation here on the front end. Not too difficult. Not too difficult at all. So says Badger right before he ends up running into more problems than he cares to admit. All right, let's see if we can. We're going down here. Let me see here real quick. There we go with our main housing there. I don't know how this is going to work. Honestly, I need to look. Hang on a minute, guys. Let me look at something here. I've got an actual blueprint readout of the tonk in question somewhere on my feed. I'm pretty sure I had it somewhere. Not there. What's going on? That's wild. Here, I thought I had it on the screen. All right, let's look here. That's interesting. I had this thing on my phone and now it's gone. Let's look here. I'll just look it up. Just look online and find a thing called Mammoth Tank Blueprint. That's all you need. Let's look at this technical readout here. Okay, so the front end of this thing is kind of nifty. Let me, not that one. We're about on size though. This might be a little bigger than a regular Mammoth. Okay, so the front end of the tank comes out kind of far. Let me look at this here. I might be able to skin this up a little bit. You know, just make it look a little better. All right, looking at that, we should be fine here. I do want to pull this section out a bit more. Like so, and then we're gonna now it's starting to look like a tonk. Now it's starting to look like a tonk. We'll download that image. So I can fall back and reference that whenever I need to. There we are. Okay, so now we're getting the tonky look going on here. And what I kind of want to do, we're just going to keep... Oh, this thing is going to be so slow. This is going to be a slow tank. It'll be all right. This is going to be one big lumbering colossus coming along to ruin somebody's day. All right, I think we're going to probably stop right there with that. Do this. And then I think I'm going to have this section just come straight down. Into... There we go. We got this big lumbering section, this big heavy part right there. And then I think I want to build this up a little more. So we've got... Oh no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that either. What the heck? Slap another piece of armor right in there. That'll work out just perfectly. No, not that. Oh, good God. That didn't go over as well as I'd hoped. All right, I think what we're going to do instead here, well, no, I think I got, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab that. And we're going to cause this to kind of very aggressively come down, or slightly more aggressive than normal. Okay, we'll do that. And then let's go ahead and we'll recarve this part to go a little further than it probably should. There, that's a big, heavy looking tonk right there. I can add some lights somewhere on this thing at some point. That's our big, heavy front end right there, working pretty good. We'll have a couple of detail blocks later, just to see if there's anything I can add that'll make it look a little bit, more impressive. But right now, we've got to come up with this side skirting system, and that's where this is going to get real fun because, let's see, right about, no, not like that. Let's see, about like that almost. No, hold on. Okay. We're going to have to build the tank system differently. Got the front. I may add some trim to the sides just to, kind of balance everything out a bit more. For the back here, we are definitely going to need ladders on the sides. I'll explain why. Because this is a chunky boy. And getting up this chunky boy is going to be fun. There. Okay, now how are we going to do? This is a fun part. We've got to do the I want to get the ground section done first because, or the tracks, because if once I get the tracks done, then we can figure the other stuff out. So I think the tracks are going to be 3x3 wheels, and I think we're going to use maybe 4 or 5 of them all together. The problem is I got to figure out how to implement that. Let's go in here and check out our wheels because I got the wheels already down here. Which one's this? These are left, so we're on the left side. Let's go here. That's a 3x3 wheel suspension right there. Let's push that just a little bit further here. Boom, that's one. Now I just need from the top section. Oh, what the heck? That is not what I wanted to put in. Dirty rat. All right, let's throw this on there. Oh. Nope. Again, no. There we go. That's one suspension. That is not low enough, in my opinion. Let's grab a block here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to push it outward to about where I think we're going to need this at. We're going to get on the bottom. And I'm going to probably stack this next one right there underneath. Is that going to give me enough clearance? It sure doesn't look like it's going to. We'll have to go even further down. Actually, I don't know. That sure doesn't look like it's going to cover us very well. Let's look here. Let's see what a 5x5 is going to look like. Yeah, that's way too much. All right. Let's see. 3x3. Let's go ahead here. And if I'm going to put this right about there, I'll shove it there for the moment. See how low that's going to go. Okay, that's pretty low, but I want it lower. So we're going to go into our handy dandy little deal. We're going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should give us all the clearance we need. Now for number 2. Ah, you sorry thing. Doing it again. There we go. That's number 2. No, wait. That's how that's going to go. Oh, it's a little close. We may put a 2x2 wheel over there. Well, let's keep running these track systems here, because I've got a plan here. There's 2, 3. I wonder if 4 would just be enough. Yeah, I think 4 will be enough. Now let's grab a 2x2. That's going to be sticking out there. And then come over here and run. What in God's name? There we go. That's our first set of tracks. Now I know what everyone's thinking. Oh my gosh, Badger, that looks amazing. That one set of tracks is awesome. However, we're going to double up the tracks on this thing. We're going to double it. We're going to make them look awesome. They're going to look amazing when we get done. And that is going to give us an awesome looking track. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably delete this track at some point off of here. But what we're going to do first off is I want to push these outward like so. Like that, and then we're going to push this out too as well. Now the next thing I need to do is let's grab the track mod we have here. Oh, I forgot how to use this damn thing. I'm on. I forgot how to use it. Ah, okay. Let me see. How do I do this again? I told to place tank tracks. Okay, we got that. Let's see here. Where's our track stuff? Okay. All right, I got that. How did I do this? How's this thing work again? Ah, there we go. There we go. First set of tracks. Now let's build the second set. Ah, freaking. Remove the weather. Legendary start thing I would really like to build a tonk. A really big tonk. I don't ask for much, just a really big tonk. I like the big tonks. The women like the big tonks too. Okay, here we are. Why is it way up there? Oh, that's right. That's why it's way up there. I have to add blocks or two here. Just so that all this is going to sit in the right spot. We're talking some head monster duty tank treads here. There we go. Boy, this is going to be a big tank. Now, let's go over here and grab the wheels system here. And F. Now, check that out. We have a dual that 30-point taunt from Sith for the win. Heck yeah. See, what we have right here is we have dual tracks. So now the tracks are going to be using two. We have two tracks. It's going to be biblical. The size of this thing, it's going to be massive. Now here's the problem I'm running into already. I can see is I need to modify this a little bit more because the track system I've got going on right now at the moment, right, all of this is going to have to be figured out real fast because I'm already running into an issue here, which is we're going to have to build this outer skin section right there just to cover this because I'm probably going to have to rip that loose, drop this whole thing, and then find a way to compress this track back in here a little bit more, which means I'm going to have to get this to about right there without, causing problems to the entire system. Now, let me see here. Okay. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that there, but I can do this. Boom. Check that out. Now, all I need to do is I just need to drag this in a bit, grab this section by that, and just shove it right there. And that will give me, the twin tracks will go over just a bit more, and then that'll kind of close this gap off here. And then we'll just have this big monster track system right here. So let's see what happens when I tear this loose. 1, 2, what just happened? Fuck. I should have seen that coming. Okay, so we completely lost that. That's okay. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties. We did not lose everything yet. Let's go ahead here. And we're going to give this tank go. Now let's go ahead and go back here. Number 2. Where is it? There it is. All right. To make this work, we're going to need you. Hold your horses here. Now, the cool part about this is, as I build these, there we go. All that's figured out. Now, I will reinforce the hell out of this later. But we're going to just simply drop this. Oh, geez, that landed with a hell of a thud. So, yeah, this system here, I'm going to have to copy. Oh, come now. I want to go in there. Don't tell me I got to rebuild this whole entire thing. All right. New plan. Okay. New plan. I'm going to grab the advanced rotor we had here. All right, how in God's name am I supposed to put this on here if it won't let me do it? Maybe I can just slap a block right there. There we go. That seems to work. Something is not working like it's supposed to here. What is interfering here? Why is it... Well, folks, it's looking like I'm going to have to come up with a different plan here because this is just not going to work. All right, stop that. Okay, let's go back here. All right, let's see how much clearance we got. Geez, that's not a lot of clearance. How low did I have that before? I must have went lower with that. Yeah, I must have went much lower. All right, let's see here. V. We're going to go low. Just like that. That's actually better, but I don't have all the tracks on here, so I'll have to put the tracks back on personally. That's not very fun. Oh well. Let's delete this, shall we? And we will delete that. And let's clean this area up a bit. Gotta clean our workspace up. All right, there we go. We're just gonna have to work with this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably put some type of covering in here that will cover this up, and then around there, so it'll just look better. So now the next thing to do is to slap on some dadgum tracks on this thing so that it will work. F. We're gonna shove them there, shove them there. Dut, 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 and F there. F again. No, no. Yep, 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 and F again. There we go. We got that part figured out. We got one set of mammoth tracks done, or almost done. We still got to do some work to it, which means I'm going to have to add more armor. This thing's going to be fun when I start trying to drive it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this thing equal on both sides. Oh boy, that's a lot of weight right there. That's a lot of weight. We're already getting there to the point where it's going to be ridiculous once this thing hits the ground. That's going to be the fun part, is trying to get this thing on the ground without destroying it. Because I've got it pretty high up off the ground. I probably need to bring this thing down slightly. Oh well, we're kind of too far into it now. So what I'm going to do now, let's see now. Dog Soldier tracked you down. Yeah, we're over here doing this tonk today. We're doing the Mammoth tank. We got one of the big giant ass treads done. So what franchise is the Mammoth tank from? Command and Conquer. So I got the call that everyone wants today. Don't come to work. Road's too dangerous. Oh yes, man. Yes. You don't make no money on those snow days, but even when you're an adult, you still get snow days. That's the fun part about it. Okay, so this nightmare of a machine here is getting heavier. Oh boy, we're gonna have to lock that in. We're gonna have to lock that thing in right there. I do want that range though. I do like the range of that tread right there, how it's turned, because all of this is going to work independently of each other. So let's go ahead. We'll run up here to the advanced DDO here. Control panel. Where is our... Let's just grab all the advanced rotors right here. And we're going to lock them all in place. Right there. One of these is cockeyed weird. I'd really like to up the power on this. If I could find it. Wait, I think I got... Do I? Probably not. Probably not. What I can do, though, is... No, that's not what I need. I need a... Yeah, we're here. This is what I need. That'll tell me everything I need to know. So what this is going to do is I'm going to have the ability now. Well, I don't know where that block is. Dang, that doesn't help me at all. I thought it would. All right. Which one are you? Oh, no! Damn it. Okay. So we know the tracks work. I'm going to need to put something in the front here, kind of almost over scooping. That's one track for the tank. And we've got the chassis almost, like, the chassis is pretty much done, except for maybe some detail work. Now, let me see what I've got to do here. Let's see here. All right. We'll have to reattach this thing. Let's grab this again. And here's what I'm going to do. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead here. And I want to lock this thing in place. So I want to know which ones these are. We need to label these anyway. There we go. Now I just come up here, back to control panel. Advanced rotor 7. We need to start left, front, track. It's not a piston. Oh, what is it? Connects the wheels to the car. Starts with a P. Pragan, Parlin, Pagan, Parlay, Parsley, Paulini. Axle. That's what I'm looking for. The fuck was I thinking? Dear Lord. How'd I go from P to A? I need an A. Axle. There we go. All right, axle. That works out great. I'm gonna run over here and I'm gonna weld this back up. Because we're gonna need a major axle system for this. That's what we're doing right now. All right, that's gonna give me the right axle there. We're using this little trick here. So I know which one it is. Front. Rack. Axle. That's helpful. All right, we'll get the rest of these done here. Yeah, like I said, this is the biggest tank I've ever built, so it's going to be a monster. I'm hoping I can do this and it actually works. That's going to be the fun part. All right. RR. That's not a track axle. That's a tracking axle. There we go. Paxel. Yes, Paxel. There we go. Paxel. There we go. Now, I shouldn't need to, well, yeah, I do. Because I think I got, oh, that's a small advanced rotor. I can probably find that one. This should be a 3x3 advanced rotor. Yeah, right here. All right. Rear, left, track, axle. There we go. So now I know which one's which. Now then, we're going to grab this track right here that we built. I'm gonna grab it from right here. And I'm just going, I could slap it there and give me a little bit of height. We'll do that. Oh no, I forgot to lock that thing in place. Ooh, boy. That is some heavy tonk tracking right there. I had any more and that's going to be ridiculous. So what? Here's the good thing. At least I know how to build the tracks to the point where they will actually look really good. This is going to be a monstrous tank. Mind you, the top part of this here is just going to be nothing but heavy armor. I'm probably just going to space armor this just to save weight and time. Well, I probably won't save time, but I will save some weight. Let's see here. I need this back up to its original point. Let's grab these real quick. Where is There we are. Which one is this? Left front, I believe. Front, right, rear. Okay, this will be in the L category. There it is. Let's see. Force this thing back to 0. I didn't do what I wanted to do. Control panel. Let's go back. Where is that stupid axle at? Let's try reversing it here. Current angle. Yeah, it's not working like it wants to. That ain't going where I want it to go. Nope, that's going down. Let's reverse that thing. Why is it going down? We're going to clang that bitch out if I'm not careful. Ah, there we go. Well, let's take a look here. There we go. I got it back up. It's still going, though. Need to rotor lock that thing. Let's rotor lock that, and then I will give that full movement. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the one stuff too. Set that value back to 0. So even if something happens, that's just not going to do any good. And then for these other ones, let's go ahead and lock them in place because I don't want them to go nowhere. Okay. That's done. Let's do this all over again. There's one set of tracks in. And these are just going to have to be custom built. All of them are. Because, dear Lord. So yeah, so that's one track finished. Let me see here. I've got time to do another one. Now, if I look at this, I should be able to get the other side finished. I need to actually work on the back tracks. Because those will also have to be done, and I've got to do them in such a way that the tank can actually, then I have a reference for both of them once I get them done. Let me look at these, let me look at the actual tank again. Let me see, how many... Okay, so it's about the same on all sides. Our Mammoth is going to be a little bit bigger. because of these side skirt sections here. It's going to be a little bit larger. So it's basically the same thing. I just need to get to work on building it. We'll get this main part of it done. I want to see what I need to get done here, though. So I need 2 down to one side. And that's where the first section is going to start. So we're going to go here. Let me look. Yeah, that's almost about right. Right about there. We're going to drop down. 1, 2. How many of these do we go? 4? Okay, so that's 2. Three. 4. And if I'm right, that there's going to be sticking into it a little bit. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Let me look at that there. How's that looking? Oh, yeah. That's a mild irritant if I've ever seen one. How many out did we go? 1, 2. Okay, yeah. We'll go 2 on each end. That's where our track system is going to have to go. For that. Then this next one's just going to have to go a little bit higher up. I think I'm going to put... I think that other wheel is just going to have to go right there. And then we're going to have to just straighten up these back ones a little bit more than normal. So let's go to our wheels. Hey, what the hell? Oh, wait. Ah, 2. That's my problem. We're going to have to go at 2. I was wondering what was happening. Kept looking at it and thought, that doesn't look right. Now we know. There we go. So those 2 there. And then here. And then I need, because those are 2x2 wheels. I need these 3x3s next. that one. What the heck? Let's see if I can do this. That seemed like a bad idea, but it actually worked. Looky there, folks. Other than the fact that I just took out some floor. That was a great idea. Alright, we've got our other tracks up and going. Our number twos. Okay, we got a block through there. Finally leaves one more block to go through the outside, just like so. There we are. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Just stunning. There now. You can actually see how this thing's coming together. Now these are going to have to come up way up over the top here, which is going to require a lot of fun stuff happening. Let me go back. I was looking at the one deal, so I probably missed a bunch of people's stuff. Dog shoulder, soldier. A propeller shaft or drive shaft on a tracked vehicle, like any vehicle, transmits rotational power torque from the transmission to the final drive sprockets. Yes, but the problem here is we're dealing with about 4 separate drive systems. This makes things all kinds of complicated. F it. Here we go. I will admit this, it's going fast. It has a nightmare-sized track system right there. And it's got to get bigger than that. See how much time I got. I got a little bit of time. But y'all can already see right there just how big this thing is going to be. Once I get the tracks and everything figured out. I was just sitting there just adding little details like lights and things of that nature so it looks better. And then I got to manipulate the turret, make it look good. And after that, heck yeah, we're doing awesome. Building awesome things makes me thirsty. Look at the size of it from the top. Boy. One tread looks a little bit bigger than the other. Oh, I see why. These back ones are going to have to be just a little bit short. That's okay. That's okay. Now, we need to build this next section here. Actually, I need to add that detail right there. These are going to be slightly smaller on the back end. If I could just get this off, because this back track here is exactly the size. Let me copy this here a little bit. Do a little bit of copy work here. I'm gonna print that in there. Oh, okay. There we go. Now here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna just delete that. There we go. I'm gonna run over here. Oh, I can't do that because then my wheel systems are gonna look different. Looks like we just got to build it all. What I was gonna do was I was gonna try and rebuild this on the other side, but that's not gonna happen. So, okay, let's just keep building. That's all we can do right now. Just build. That's it. I don't know what that was about. Let's see. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got that big section there done. Let's see. I need to add. Nope, not like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to need 1, 2. Actually, we're going to need 3, I think. I was just figuring out the skirt and everything. All right, let's see here. Boom. Number 3. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we are. I should be able to pull this same stunt like I did a minute ago. There we go. And remove those. Holy crap, that was actually pretty quick. All right, we got that finished. Let's go ahead and track this baby up here. We did add a little bit of space, but I'm kind of mixing 2 Mammoth tanks together. The Tiberium Wars one with the separation and the tracks right there, which is going to turn this into a freaking monster. Look at the size of this thing. Dear God, it is not the biggest ground vehicle ever brought to Space Engineers, but my God, this is going to be probably one of the biggest tanks. Though prop shaft might have been what you were hunting for earlier. Yeah, probably. That's probably what I was looking for earlier. You're probably right about that. Now then, let's see. We're going to delete this. Because holy crap. Get that out of the way. If I get to the point where I can drop this thing down, we're going to... Actually, yeah, I should do that. Let's get this thing all dropped in. We'll unhook the rotors. And we'll turn this thing on to full power and just see how it runs. I'm pretty sure this is going to take a little bit more to run and operate than I'm expecting it to. All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's go. No. You go away. Let's see here. How's this going? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's going to 10. So then I need right there, just like that. And then the next one, coming down off here, is going to come down from here. It's going to go on from there like so. Should, yeah, do that. And then I just, if I recall correctly, we just got to take this thing out by 2 each. And I will add some extra details in there just to make it look a little better. We might get to drive this thing around today, folks. We might just get to drive this thing. Let me see here. How's it looking? Looking good. It's looking good. All right. Let's do it. Let's see, number 3. What do we got here? Let's just get this out of the way, shall we? Oh, shoot. Seriously? I didn't mean to do that. I want to do this. Okay, got all that done. Let's go ahead. Where is, there it is. We're about to have a tonk, folks. It's about to work, too. There we go. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to grab this thing. We're going to move it over that way. We're going to drop it on the ground, put a programmable block in it, and see if this thing drives. This is what we're about to do. We're about to see if the Mammoth can drive. We do need to test this thing here at some point. Okay. Oh boy, that's not good. Well, we did damage the bottom here. Oh, jeez. I'm stuck. Okay. The tank is on the ground. Good lord. It doesn't look good. Not for the moment, But let's see what happens here. Let's see how this works. So first off, all right, I have this programmable block here. Let's go ahead, edit, browse some scripts. Need skid steer. Skid steer. Where's it at? Whips. Skid steering. Okay. Now all I have to do with this is, let's see, I got suspended control station here. I need all of these on the same deal. Now I need a control seat. I also need these gyros. I just unselected all my wheels. Hang on. And my control seat. I think I need to set this to skid steer. I think that's how that works. Now then. All right, first off, let's look at the rotors here. Okay, let me grab the FL axle here. That unlimited. That unlimited. Okay, let's unlock. Hope that goes over well. Uh-oh, something ain't right here. See what happened. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. All right, let's go back in here. I think I was supposed to put like, no, not those. Okay. Front axle. All right. Okay. All right, I need to figure out. Current angle is 13%. That's a lower limit. I was actually kind of afraid this was going to happen. Nothing's moving. Not at the moment. May have to figure out some way to modify this so it's got more weight in the front. I may have to put like an artificial mass block or something there just to lift it down a bit. Try and bring it up. Morgan Trial. Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh. Uh-oh is right. Let's see here. I took P off. Oh, here's another problem we have. Our now this could be bad. Not too strong. Let's give it a bit more of that so it's kind of pushing up. It's like 12% right there. Now let's find that programmable block. Not that one. Not that one. No group named Skid Steering found. All right, that's interesting. Ah, that's what I did wrong. So delete that. We've got all the gyros hooked up. Got the wheels hooked up. Do I have something? No, I've got it all. Why in the world is it not finding the group name Skid Steering? Hold up now. Oh. That's what I was doing wrong. Fly over to this and see what I can figure out here. Because I know I did the same thing to this thing. I put the skid steering at. Ah. I don't need the abbreviations in there. Or whatever those are. Commas. If we delete those, the system should work perfectly. All right. See how she runs. Oh, geez, boys. Gentlemen, the Mammoth is here. It works. It works. He's not giving me too much trouble either. But it drives. Drives pretty fast, too. Let's slow this baby down. I'm going to go over this cliff section here. I bet what I'm going to need is some artificial mass blocks just in the front of this. Woo, we're going down pretty fast. Oh, she has no brakes. We have no brakes going downhill. Oh, geez, we actually got across there pretty decently. That worked out pretty good. Well, she's driving decent. The problem is I need some artificial mass blocks, I think, to cause work. Let's hit park real quick, see what happens. Oh, it is slowing down slowly. So I think if I can add some artificial mass blocks in the very tips to try and push down on the ends, it'll kind of lift everything back up. It'll kind of even everything back out. She's zooming. Yeah, she's zooming. So what I want to do is I want to take the limitations off of this at some point. Let's see if we can't do this with some artificial mass blocks without clanging this thing into oblivion. Let's grab a few artificial mass blocks. That should help fixing it. Ah, reacts to artificial gravity. Hmm. Oh. The only problem we have run into with this is it will not. I wanted the suspension to be independent, but it seems to be giving us a problem right here. So I'm gonna have to figure out. Let's see. Hold on now. Let's just. I'm gonna try something here. Maybe I can force this thing to come down with some extra weight because it's gonna have to have some armor anyway. Let's just see how much armor I can stack on this thing before I start having issues. Oh geez, this is gonna be nightmarishly heavy. So I'm gonna need at least that much just to start getting things interesting. I don't know, that might be a little too much weight. I'll actually straighten out the back tracks. I think I actually have these front ones kind of odd. Let me let's go again. Let's look at this. This may cause us to go into orbit. The lower limit goes that way unlimited and open that up. Drive. Let's see if that much weight can get it back up the hill. I bet we run into some issues. I bet I'm going to have to use one layer of heavy armor and probably light armor as a spacer for the wheel systems. This is why it's called Space Engineers. It's not going up a straight vertical climb, I can guarantee that much. Oh, she's getting there. I'm on, baby. You got this. Oh, she's gonna have a tough time on hills. There we go. Give it a little turn here, but we can get some angle here going on. She's moving. The problem is just that front section. That is the only problem I have with this tank. Oh, that and braking. But it is a monster. I mean, dear Lord. It's a fun beast to drive, I can tell you that much. Because turning wise, this thing does not want to turn. It is literally the tank from Command and Conquer. It does not do a whole lot different. But here's just a straight up size of it that we're looking at now. So until I figure out how to solve that axle issue. You can see the size of this thing compared to the other tanks. That thing is going to be a ruthless monster trying to deal with it. The problem I have right now is I've got to somehow get this to shift downward. I'll have to fiddle with it a little bit. Let's see. Let's give it some torque. To those first two. And all right, let's see what we can do here. We got some torque in here. Let's max the torque real quick. Well, we did something. Let's see what that did. That actually fixed it. Kind of. I guess what I have to do is figure out how to set the lower limit on that. And then I could actually set like a torque rate so that it'll pop up and down. Dog soldier, you gonna need braking? Yes, yes. Hope we get the design flaws worked out now. The tank, the Mammoth is not supposed to be able to stop on a dime. That's one good thing about it. So it doesn't have to stop on a dime. And I can just take this section here and just kind of build a skirt section out so it'll cover it. But yeah, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to climb up either here or in the back, climb up to the main turret, which is going to have a series, which is going to probably have 2 rail guns and a bunch of other stuff. And we're going to have this giant monster tank driving around doing problems. The kicker is I just got to figure out how to set this thing in. I do have this system here. I just need to figure out how to make it maneuver back into place with the torque. and then prevent this from going crazy in the back so this giant tank can move in. It's like I've got one track system up, I've got another track pushing downward with all its might. So once I figure that stuff out, then the rest of it should come into play. Let me delete some weather here. I don't know. Removed. There we go. Admin tools, and we'll do this. So yeah, the Mammoth is turning out pretty good. Other than that one hiccup with the tracks, and once I figure that out, then that's pretty much over with the track issues. We can then start working on other things, making the thing look a little bit better, and then dropping it in. And I don't know. I might get some guys together and we'll do a cinematic of it. But as far as braking is concerned, it's not that big a deal for it to break. It's just one of them things. It's just a lumbering monster. That's what you're going to be driving here is a lumbering beast, and that's what it's supposed to do, be a beast. Like right now, it is pushing them tires dead down in there. I'm going to add some more strength just to get them up off the ground. Holy crap. But yeah, I just got to figure out how to get this thing to independently work on its own, and then the rest of it will just come into play. But the interior is working really good. We can drop down from the inside. I can actually curve that section in there a little bit more, like right in here. We can actually add a little more of a curve here because I think I've got things where they're not supposed to be at. We do that, then a crew of guys can just hop in to the tank, drop down inside of it, like hop in there and just drop in from a hatch. And it's just a matter of hopping into your little deal and doing your little thing. And we just got to make everything look good. Yeah, that probably will be it for tonight because the Mammoth is turning out way better than I'd hoped. It's going to be a big lumbering tank. So we got this giant lumbering monster just kind of roaming around. And I'll try to do some kind of cinematic with it so you guys can see it in action. So y'all get to see this awesome looking tank just kind of like roll in and do some stuff. I'll do some softening of the edges, make it look more, bevel the edges a bit more, make it look like it's a big heavy monster. The orientation of the advanced rotors because they're fighting each other. Yeah, I need the advanced rotors to all kind of push down with enough force to lift it, but when they hit terrain, I need them to come upward. Need them to give just enough. So it's a bit of a balancing act. That's all I got to do. I just got to figure out how to balance that, and then build up the main chassis systems, armor it up, and I don't know. I'll probably run rockets. Well, we could run missiles. Missiles would work. I just don't know how I'm going to put them on the side of the tank, though. So we'll have this. And I'll put this bad boy on the workshop as soon as it's done so you guys can check it out. But anyway, that's all I've got for today, folks. Tomorrow I'm going to have to work on a video for Friday because I ain't got one ready for Friday. So to explain to everyone why content has kind of dropped for a minute, because I know there's people that have bought into membership. Um, the plan was to have the entire cleared hot playthrough that I did done and over with. And I was on the right track on Saturday. Sunday I got to looking at it, I was like, something's wrong here. Some things just aren't adding up. And I was really tired. And I couldn't put two and two together, so I slept on it Sunday. And then Monday I get to looking at the system and I realized I'm missing two videos. So I start running through there, checking stuff out. And after several minutes of just sheer panicking, I found the videos. I found one video. Then I realized I did not. Apparently, something happened to the other one. It took nine attempts at running the system to finally get that to render that video. For those of you who don't know what rendering a video is, it's when you take a video and you what you're going to do is you basically take the video, set it up, and you're setting the entire video up so that you're taking it from like one standard of like a bunch of little clips and you're rendering it all into one seamless video. That one didn't render, and I couldn't get it to render 9 times. 10th time was the charm, finally rendered. This morning, I've been here just rushing through there. Now I'm finally I'm on track again on the new schedule. So by the end of the week, I should have that entire playthrough done, the entire playthrough series ready. Like it's just metadata right now going into the system. I've got them all set up where they need to go. I've got to put in a playlist, set that playlist up with set all the videos in order so that you can just hop in and hit it. And for the membership, and a lot of y'all really ought to consider it's like 99 cents a month. I'm serious. And I'm telling y'all that really does help the channel because every month I am now getting to the point like you have to get $100 to be paid by YouTube. I'm not bitching about money about everybody. I'm just explaining YouTube for people who may want to get into it. YouTube requires you to get like $100 before you can pay out. The membership has already helped. There's not a lot of people membershiping, but just y'all doing membership right at the beginning of the month, I popped on my phone. I kind of looked in because every week I'll check it, and I got to look and I was like, holy crap! Damn, that was a lot of cash just popped in. I was like, and I'm looking through, I'm like, none of the videos are overperforming because usually that's an overperformance of the videos. And I was looking, no, y'all just paid in your monthly due for the membership, and I thank y'all for that because that's just like that's taking a load off my chest. If I could get a few more of y'all to do that, that would be like steady income. But that's way off in the future. That's after I have given y'all some really good entertainment. Y'all are like, heck yeah, all right. We've got to really help out Badger 'cause that's amazing. He's making some awesome content. So that's like major content later. So the this cleared hot is the first experiment of me doing this, doing a different type of series, basically. Providing content in a different manner, meaning I know I'm rattling about this. I'm just explaining the situation. It is me basically getting something that normally like a playthrough. The problem I have with playthroughs is when I get going on them, I try to do them weekly, and this was just something I just hopped in and just started playing the game. And the problem with doing a playthrough is you'll play the game, you'll stop, and the frustrating aspect of it is you're sitting there later on in the day and you're like, man, I want to go back over there and play that game, but I've got to hold out because I've got to play it so when I'm recording, and that creates issues because then after a while you get discouraged. I know that's hard to believe, but you get discouraged playing the game, then you just don't want to do it no more. This I went ran through, did the entire game. It's done. The videos are up. They're uploaded. I know what order they're uploaded. I've got to put them into a playlist, finish up the metadata, which is just adding tags and putting thumbnails on them. That's about it. And setting them in there in order. And it's been difficult, but I'm learning some things. While I'm learning I need to number the videos so I can see them in the title much easier. And I need to pay more attention when I'm rendering videos. But yeah, like I said, that once that comes up, that is going to be 11 straight, I think either 11 or 12 straight videos that y'all who are being membership who in the membership, y'all going to be able to binge that. For the rest of y'all, it's going to come out one that playthrough is coming out every Monday for the next couple of months. So there's like a monthly content y'all have to look forward to. And with something like that, I can then run and do some other things because I can't do tips videos on space engineers forever. There will come a point. I say I find new stuff out all the time, and there's a lot of stuff I haven't covered on here. There will come a point where this game is not going to have all the tricks and stuff. They're going to stop updating it at some point. So I've got to come up with other ways of doing it. I wanted to do a machinima at some point. I just don't know how to do it. I'm trying to figure out how to write it. There are some ideas I've got. I got one that has a really good idea, and then I got another one I've been working on for a long time, but haven't figured out how to make it work. And I got another one that's working really good. Um, the problem there is I just need people who will be. I need actors basically to come in and play the game with me while we're doing it. It's going to be more of a scripted, more mission focused. There's not going to be so much. There's not going to be hardly any building or anything in it. It's just going to be more. more like the good things of Colony Wars. Where it got to the point where Captain Jack and them were like fighting drones and stuff like that. This will be a little bit different. It'll be kind of a story that I've been mulling over and writing in my head and then putting it down on paper. And I would like to do that. And I say this because the plan is to do way better entertainment than what we got. Um, I've been doing this as a hobby for several years, and I realized I need to do a little bit more with it. So, because I've got all y'all watching just about every day. Like, I think on the live stream tonight, there was like 14, 15 people watching at one point, and that makes me want to do more while I'm doing it. I'm like, man, I got to do something for these people because that half the time I look at this and I'm like, I kind of beat myself up. I go, I just ain't got very good. We just don't have very good entertainment right now on this channel because I don't feel like it's not that I don't feel like I deserve it. I'm looking at this saying a lot of people are putting their time and energy into a channel that is putting out content every so often, like it normally does. And I'm sitting there every so often. I'm looking at that now, and I'm kind of come to the point of I've reached a point on YouTube where I'm going to have to take this more seriously. That's just it. But yeah, I want to tell y'all what was going on with the uploads because that kind of took everything going on. I got a few more. I can do. I'm going to keep doing ship reviews on Friday at least, and maybe the tips video every so often. But the idea is to put more general content on the channel, so you guys got other things to look at. I am going to also do more Helldivers content. The easiest way for me to do that is to do the live streams, and I may dedicate like a Saturday or something to a Helldivers live stream. Have y'all come on and just jump in with random people with one of the channels, either channel members or somebody that's on the channel who talks a bit. May just hop in there and say, "Hey, man, let's go do some Helldivers if you got it," and then we'll all just jump in Helldivers and have some fun. But yeah, so like I said, the Mammoth tank is coming along. I like how it's going. I like where the channel is at. I just got to get I've got to get some things figured out. I got to get this scheduling, this new chapter for this channel. I've got to get that figured out. Anyway, folks, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hearing me ramble for a little bit about dumb stuff and my own issues that I have right now getting things done on time. So be sure to look out for the Cleared Hot playthrough. It is a top-down helicopter shooter, just like the old Super NES top-down helicopter shooters known as the Strike series. And I actually managed to do the entire series using every helicopter at least once, and it is awesome. The one where I used the Hind, I used that on just there's an Mi-35 attack helicopter in there, and I used that in one of the what is my favorite mission in the entire game. It is awesome. There's gonna be some cool stuff, and that game just gets more and more crazier as it goes on. And best part is that's only the first chapter. They're talking, developers have been talking, they're gonna do maybe three, four, five more chapters, maybe. So yeah, that's the cool part about that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And as usual, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.